Hey everyone, this is Christian from the Student Success Center.
And Elaine from Lyons Media Center and Mills Library. And today we are going to do a tutorial on how to take professional headshots with your smartphone. If you are using DSLR or a mirrorless camera, a lot of these tips will apply to your photography as well. An important item to remember when taking your photo is the context in which the photo will be used. Today, we are going to be shooting for LinkedIn, and that means a couple of things. So let's go back to Christian and let him start us off.
Thanks, Elaine. So, tip number 1 is to dress appropriately for your industry. Remember, LinkedIn is a professional networking platform, so dress as if you're going to a job interview or you're meeting with an employer for the first time, and think of the photo as your first impression. What impression do you want to make? Tip number 2 is to take note of your posture and remember to smile. Your LinkedIn photo is not your passport photo. You're allowed to smile, so let some of your personality come through in your headshot. Tip number 3, since this is a headshot, the photo should be from the elbows up with your face occupying the majority of the frame. Tip number 4, try to avoid taking a selfie. This means using a tripod or setting your phone down and using the self-timer. If you have people living with you, you might want to consider asking them to take your photo. And of course, you can use the tips that you've learned here to help take theirs as well. And tip number 5, get enough space around your head when taking the photo to allow for cropping. LinkedIn uses a circular format, roughly 400 by 400 pixels, so you want to make sure that the image isn't too tight. You can check our tip sheets below on how to do this. And now, back to Elaine.
The most important tip is your lighting. For this photo, you will want to use as much natural lighting as possible. This means if you are indoors, you want to shoot close to a window. If you have lights or want to use a lamp in DIY style, I recommend researching Rembrandt lighting. Here, you have your subject lit with a single light source at the 45-degree angle, and a reflector is placed at the 135-degree angle to bounce some light in and remove harsh shadows. Another lighting setup is called butterfly lighting. This uses a single light placed high above the subject. By placing a light above and centered with the subject's face, this creates a shadow under the nose that resembles a butterfly. This also is known as paramount lighting, named for classic Hollywood glamour photography. If you are using an external lighting, make sure to use a diffuser to help reduce harsh lighting. Objects like a white t-shirt or a pillowcase will go a long way in your DIY setup. If you are using household lighting in your DIY setup, make sure to choose lighting that has a lampshade or a frosted bulb that will easily diffuse the light onto your subject's face and reduce any harsh shadows. Your background. For LinkedIn, I recommend shooting in front of a solid or a neutral color to help your image really pop. If you're using a textured background like a photo or a bookcase, make sure it is blurred and not too distracting. A quick tip is to make sure your subject is a good distance from the background. This helps to make sure that the background is blurred and that your subject is in focus.
Now that you have some of these tips, we encourage you to go out and start taking some headshots of your own. Stay tuned for our next episode where we take a behind-the-scenes look of how to edit photos. Thanks for watching.